Hello. We are flying over Oman today and we are going to land at Muscat, the capital of Oman, which is over there. And this is a very long approach. It actually has two charts. We are in this transition chart and then we're going to switch to the ILS chart. And I am basically pretending, I am an airliner and flying over to the biggest airport in the country. It is a very, very pretty approach. Look at this. Muscat is right next to those mountains here, and this is the Gulf of Oman. I actually need to correct something I said in the previous video. I said that slavery was only abolished in Oman in 1980. That is not true. It was abolished in 1970. Although, as far as I understand it, the Omani society basically gets immigrants to do their menial labor, to be house helpers and street cleaners and whatnot. And those people usually come from Africa or the Indian subcontinent or other places of the Middle East. And they are, while they're not slaves anymore, of course, they do have a lot of restrictions about where they can work and how they can change employment. So it's not considered a completely free labor system. As well, the system is still, I believe the name is Kefala or something like that. This system is still in operation today, even though the UN has requested Oman to change their labor laws more than once. As far as I know, they have not done so. So we're going to turn and start preparing for the descent. We'll start descending once we hit 505. And I'm flying a bit later than usual, so we might get a sunset. Sunsets in Flight Simulator are beautiful, so let's see how it works. We might also get traffic, but we'll see how Beyond ATC behaves. Of course, if you're watching this when this was released, the big reveal of Flight Simulator.
Muscat, Oman A2A Flight level 181 with information الجو.
Oman 284 Muscat approach, QNH 1004, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 08 left.
QNH 1004, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 08 left. Oman A2A.
So yeah, definitely have traffic. So Flight Simulator 2024.
Muscat, اتجاه 36, قد 10,100 feet with information الجو.
Etihad 386 Muscat approach. Good day, QNH 1004, expect the ILS runway 08 left with the Bub 1V transition.
QNH 1004, expect the ILS runway 08 left with the Bub 1V transition. اتجاه 386.
Yeah, definitely have traffic. So sometimes it's going to be hard to speak because I'll keep getting interrupted, but that's how those things go. So Flight Simulator 2024 has been announced, releasing in 2 months, and there will be a lot of changes and everyone is really excited. My PC should be able to run it. It's above the recommended spec, but not near the ideal spec. And while I'm slightly interested in the new career mode and etc., I believe I will still keep on doing what I'm doing, of flying around the world with a small plane. I'll just have to, of course, adapt, see when the Comanche and other planes will be adapted for it. And
Etihad 386 descend to 8,000 feet.
Descend to 8,000 feet. PT out 3 6.
And make a lot of decisions.
Oman Air 246, contact Muscat Tower 118.825.
Contact Tower 118.825, Oman Air 246.
Let me just...
Etihad 386 cleared direct Bubil, cross Bubil at or above 8,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 08 left.
Cleared right Bubil, cross Bubil at or above 8,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 0 at left, PT out 3 6.
So yeah, we have it.
Mazoon 545 fly present heading, climb to flight level 170. Expect further clearance in about 783 miles.
Fleet present heading, climb to flight level 170, Mazoon 545.
Oman Air 284 leave the 081 now heading 345. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 08 left.
Leave the 081R header 345, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 0 at left, Oman Air 284.
Mazoon 265, contact Muscat radar 123.905.
Contact Muscat radar 123.905, Mazoon 265, Bye-bye.
This is the airport.
Oman Air 254, contact Muscat Tower 118.825.
Offer to Tower 118.25, Oman Air 254.
So yeah,
Muscat, Del Monte 03 Heavy, 10,900 feet with information echo.
Delmoon 203 Heavy Muscat approach. Good day, QNH 1004. Expect the ILS runway 08 left with the BAB 1V transition.
QNH 100 forward, expect the ILS runway 08 left with the BAB 1V transition. Del Monte 03 Heavy.
Delmoon 203 Heavy, cleared direct bubble, cross bubble at or above 8,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 08 left.
Cleared direct Pubin, cross Pubin at or above 8,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 08 left, Del Monte 03 Heavy.
so we'll see how this approach will work with this much traffic.
Oman Air 232, contact Muscat Tower 118.825.
Contact Tower 118.825, Oman Air 232, Bye-bye.
So I'm following the procedure and descending to 11,000 feet before 505, and then I'll descend to 10,000 feet before the next one. I guess ATC is expecting me to do it, so I had already been cleared to descend to 3,000 feet, so should be fine. But yeah, traffic works with Beyond ATC. We just need to... So that's Muscat, that's the airport over here. This is a modded airport, a very large mod, so I hope it looks the part. I don't think there are any landmarks in Muscat itself, although it is a very old city. Oman has been intertwined with European history for a long time, mostly due to Muscat's geographical position, which is both at the entrance to the Persian Gulf.
Delmoon 203 Heavy, contact Muscat Tower 118.825.
Offer to Tower 118.825, Del Monte 03 Heavy, have a good afternoon.
So Muscat is both at the entrance to the Persian Gulf, but it's also a stop on the naval route to India. So when the Portuguese...
Oman Air 284, cleared direct Muscat, cross Muscat at or above 6,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 08 left.
Cleared direct Muscat, Cross Muscat at your left 6,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 0 at left. Oman Air2A at
So when the Portuguese discovered their route to India through, via Africa, they found Muscat and they actually conquered this region and ruled it for about 150 years. And once they were thrown out, I don't know the details of Portuguese rule in Oman and Muscat, but I can assume it wasn't very benign. When they were thrown out by the Omanis, hold on, let's descend a little bit more. The Omanis actually started to build an empire of their own, and they went through the eastern coast of Africa and pretty much threw out the Portuguese from anywhere they could find them. They went as south as what is now Mozambique.
Muscat, Kashmir 116, 1,300 feet with information echo.
Kesham Air 2116 Muscat approach QNH 1004. Expect the ILS runway 08 left with the Bub 1V transition.
QNH 100 forward, expect the ILS runway 08 left with the Bub 1V transition. Kashmir 116.
So they expelled the Portuguese from Eastern Africa pretty much, other than
Etihad 386. Contact Muscat Tower 118.825. Have a good afternoon.
Contact Tower 118.825. Etihad 3 at 6.
Oman Air 284. Contact Muscat Tower 118.825. Have a good afternoon.
Offer to Tower 118.825. Oman Air2A at Tower.
Kesham Air 2116 cleared direct Bubal cross Bubal at or above 8,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 08 left.
Cleared direct Piobil, cross Piobil at your above 8,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 08 left. Kashmir 116.
here's another airplane.
Muscat, stay Dubai at 726. 1,600 feet with information echo.
Sky Dubai 8727 Muscat approach, QNH 1004, expect the ILS runway 08 left with the Bub 1V transition.
QNH 100 forward, expect the ILS runway 08 left with the Bub 1V transition. Stay Dubai at 726.
Sky Dubai 8727, descend to 8,000 feet, QNH 1004.
Descend to 8,000 feet. QNH 100 forward, stay Dubai at 726.
Sky Dubai 8727, cleared direct Bubil, cross Bubil at or above 8,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 08 left.
Cleared direct Piobil, cross Piobil at your above 8,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 08 left. Stay Dubai at 726. Muscat, Oman Air 812 Heavy, flight level 178 with information echo.
Oman Air 812, heavy Muscat approach, QNH 1004, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 08 left.
QNH 1004, expect radar vectors for Alpha runway 08 left. Oman Air 812 Heavy.
So we're starting our main descent now through this polygon over here. We need to descend to 3,400 feet. So this will just be a continuous descent, I believe. The Comanche doesn't like to descend very much, so I'll cut power by a lot and see how it goes. So anyway, and after the Omani threw the Portuguese out of Eastern Africa, they pretty much only retained a couple of enclaves like Goa in India and Macau in China, and they started to focus on their Western African colonies, which is pretty much where is Angola these days, and of course Brazil. That sort of coincides with the period that Portugal actually started settling in Brazil, other than simply occupying it. And after, and in the 18th, at the end of the 18th century, when Britain was ruling or conquering India, they also began to exert influence over Oman by the same reasons the Portuguese did, to control the access to the place. Oops, 242. 242 now. And so Oman was almost a de facto colony of England for almost 200 years as well. And they only really relinquished more traffic, the British influence in the 1970s. But I believe they're...
Oman Air 812 Heavy, leave the 081 or heading 345, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 08 left.
Leave the 081 or heading 345, expect radar vectors for us runway 08 left, Oman Air 812 Heavy.
So we are at 8,000 feet. We still need to descend about almost 5,000 feet before we reach Itlak. We should be, and once we reach Itlak, we can switch to the actual final approach plate and prepare a landing. Come on, you can descend faster than that. That's the thing with the Comanche. Sometimes after a turn it doesn't want to go down. With simply trim, you have to cut power a bit more. So we're getting ready for another left turn. We've left Muscat behind, as you can see. This is a very pretty place, and again, Oman is also the access to the hinterland and the desert is very difficult because of the mountains. So the country pretty much thrived in this eastern coast, with Muscat pretty much being the main center. These days it's a bit, of course, eclipsed by the UAE and Qatar, because Oman, as I said in the previous video, took longer to actually use their oil well for development. But as far as I understand it, its behavior as a nation state is very similar. Okay, we really need to descend. Let's point the plane down manually. No, stop going up. I want to go down. And yeah. So the next turn is the final turn, which is 083. That will be our V-lock turn for the ILS. But if we don't go down faster, yeah, now I'm using the yoke. I can't really afford not to. Doesn't mind if we go faster. Fuel is low but still fine. Let's
Kesham Air 2116, contact Muscat Tower 118.825. Bye-bye.
already have the tower.
Alpha to Tower 118.825, Kesham Air 2116. Have a good afternoon. Muscat, Mizon Foul 5, 900 feet.
Mazoon 445, Muscat departure, good afternoon, identified, climb to 15,000 feet.
Climb to 15,000 feet. Mazoon 445.
Mazoon 445, increase speed to 230 knots.
Increase speed to 230 knots. Mazoon 445.
Man Air 812 Heavy, cleared direct Muscat VOR. Cross Muscat VOR at or above 6,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 08 left.
Cleared direct Muscat VOR. Cross Muscat VOR at or above 6,000 feet. Cleared off runway 08 left. Oman Air 812 Heavy.
So we are lined up with the runway over there. We still have some 6 miles to descend to 3,400. We can switch to the final plate. And we go to 2,200 before once we hit 8 lock, right? 8 lock? Yeah. Then we descend to 2,000. Come on, go down. Go down. I really need you to go down.
Sky Dubai 8727, contact Muscat Tower 118, decimal 825, have a good afternoon.
Contact Tower 118 decimal 825. Sky Dubai, that's 726.
We should be switched to the tower, more or less, so we'll see. So 4,000 feet, yeah, we'll be fine. But as you can see, I'm pushing the plane down quite heavily now. We can start leveling up for 3,000. I should add some mixture. Let's see how this traffic separation will work.
Oman Air 812, heavy, contact Muscat Tower 118, decimal 825.
Contact Tower 118 decimal 825. Oman Air 812 Heavy.
Okay, 3,400. Let's hold altitude for a bit and see how the plane behaves. Add a little power. The airport is pretty much at sea level, so I expect us to be switched to the tower once we hit this threshold over here. I'm going to switch fuel tanks just to be safe. Actually, we can turn both on. So no issues whatsoever. So this should be another descent to 2,200 feet. VLOC is engaged. I didn't get permission to do this, but I suppose I have to with all the confusion. There's nothing in the ATC program, no further instructions, so I'm expecting just the runway, the tower switch, but it does seem that there are no planes. There's a plane landing right here, and it should be clear by the time. I don't know if there's anyone behind us. Is there someone behind us? Oh, we can see, because the sun is behind us. Anyway, so yeah, 2,800. I can actually deploy the landing gear. We'll slow it off for that. Do it. Landing gear, we We'll slow down even further.
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, contact Muscat Tower 118.825.
118.825 CIC 06.
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, Muscat Tower, continue.
Roger, CIC 06. So we are configured to land, and yeah, we wait for the ILS to.
All aircraft be advised, information Foxtrot now current, QNH 1004. Oman Air 284, monitor ground 121.8.
Ground 121.8, Oman Air 284, have a good afternoon.
So yeah, once we hit the next waypoint, we can start. Oh, I need red power, we're too slow. We can start descending, like right now actually.
Qatari 9 Foxtrot, runway 08 left, line up and wait.
Line up and wait. Runway 08 left. Qatari 9 Foxtrot.
Sky Dubai 8727, exit right at Yankee 5.
Exit right at Yankee 5. Sky Dubai at 726.
So we're descending. Other planes were told to wait for us, I suppose. But this plane takes a while to land, so I don't know if it's going to cause trouble. We're still 6 miles from the runway, and we have 2,000 feet to descend. We are slightly misaligned.
Qatari 9 Foxtrot, Muscat Tower, wind 080 at 7, runway 08 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 08 left. Cleared for takeoff. Qatari 9 Foxtrot.
Ah, they're taking off before we get there. Nice. It's a very pretty approach. Again, the city isn't very detailed, but we got lucky with the almost sunset. And oh, I am looking at the sunset and not noticing that we need to descend faster. Let's hope we're not sent to a go-around. I should look up the missed approach just in case. It's turn left to... Okay, yeah, turn left basically. Yeah, see there's the other aircraft, the Qatari plane.
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, wind at 080 at 7, runway 08 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 08 left, CIC 06.
Qatari 9 Foxtrot, contact Muscat departure 121.2.
Contact Muscat departure 121.2. Qatari 9 Foxtrot.
We have a nice headwind. What is happening to the plane? Oh, it's the sun glaring over it. Huh, that's cool. We are actually going lower than we should be now. Final stage of flaps. And again, an approach that must look horribly slow for the controllers. Again, this is not something that would probably happen in real life, landing a small plane in a big airport such as this. But hey, this is my game. I do what I want. And so far this has been a very good test for Beyond ATC's traffic system. Since the spacing, oops, a little stutter there. The spacing worked pretty well. The aircraft all followed what I expected. I had to control the descent on my own, but again, I suppose this is what pilots are trained to do. I mean, we have the charts, and the charts tell us the altitudes, so we shouldn't really be waiting for this much hand-holding if you're not being vectored. I guess that's the point. It's a huge airport and very pretty too. Yeah, congrats to the modder. I will link the mod in the description. Speed is fine. They're actually flying high now. Got more power. Did I? Yes, I did. Okay, so over this warehouse and into the airport. I have no idea how the taxiways look here, so I'm guessing I'll just turn right somewhere, maybe. So yeah, getting ready for touchdown. 08 left. Slopes a little bit, and then it glides down.
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, exit right at Yankee 5.
Exit right at Yankee 5, CIC 06. I'm assuming this is Yankee 5, we'll see. Yay, I think it is. It's Yankee something. Is this Yankee 3 maybe? Anyway, yeah, I think it's Yankee 3. Oops, we'll survive. Anyway, thank you for watching. This was a lot of fun.
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, contact ground 121.8, bye-bye.
121.8 CIC 06.